The Jacob Media Sports Network, in partnership with 97.3 ESPN, brings you the Mays and Eytan Show.
Middays with Harry Mays and Eytan Shander.
Now, it's the Midday Show with Harry Mays and Eytan Shander on 97.3 ESPN Radio.
Harry Mays, I technically sit before you live at Dunphy Ford, 7700 North Frankfort Avenue, here till 2 o'clock. Our Thursday home here for the next 2 hours. Plenty of vehicles to take a look at, walk in. You're treated like that member of the family. And it's not some long-lost relative. It's a member of the family that you see each and every day, and that's what we love about Dunphy Ford. I have in front of me the odds and everything you need to know from not only a betting but fantasy standpoint for tonight's barn burner of a football game.
I don't care one iota about tonight's game in the NFL.
Well, I'll say this.
Absolutely zero.
You might have one moment or one piece of tonight's game that could play into what we're going to do a little bit later.
I'm telling you, even betting on this game, I wouldn't watch
it.
Well,
but here's the thing, though. Remember, we did this last week, and if you followed and listened to us.
Fantasy?
Yeah, we won you a lot of money. Now, I have to ask you, there's a guy in Derrick Henry who should be running all over this terrible Jacksonville defense when it comes to stopping the run.
When did they become so terrible? Like, what happened?
They just can't stop the run for the first 2 weeks of the season. So that's something to just keep in the back of your mind. Now, I would not ask you to place a wager. I would not ask you to take this bet, although that money that is sharper than obvious seems to be on the road favorite here. I'm not asking you to dive into this game from a betting standpoint. I just want you to keep that in the back of your mind before you totally discard this game tonight.
Well, I still won't watch it.
That's fine. But taking Derrick Henry against the Jacksonville Jaguars might be a pretty savvy pick when we come to build our roster a little bit later.
Okay.
Now, here's what I will ask from you for a betting standpoint, okay? At some point today, we want to let this game come underway a little bit, breathe. You open up a bottle of wine, you need to let it breathe.
Well, yeah, especially a red.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, a decanter helps with that.
Exactly.
So in this case, we've just opened up a bottle of wine. We've just poured the Philadelphia Phillies, Atlanta Braves into a decanter. We're going to let this thing breathe. But at some point, there will be an in-game bet placed on the Philadelphia Phillies, Atlanta Braves game. Are you ready for that?
No, I am not.
We are going to make history.
I am not prepared for that.
We are making radio history.
I know. The Phillies are still teasing some folks.
Not me.
At Dunphy Ford.
Not me.
I've been hearing it all morning since I got here. Hey, Phillies are keep teasing me. I'm like, not me. I'm out. Yeah, you watch. They're gonna be finish one game out of the wild card. I'm like, well, then let's fire the manager. Okay?
I'm going to tell you right now.
If that gets us the manager out of here, then I'm good.
Yeah, but you should be at that point already.
Well, I'm focused on football.
That's fine.
I'm worried about the Eagles.
But my point of it is that you shouldn't be using the last 12 games as
No, I'm already there. Yeah,
yes.
I want the Cubs to miss the playoffs, too, so Madden gets the boot, and then Phillies can hire him.
It's very fair. You've been reading Bob Nightingale.
Exactly. I love Bob Nightingale.
Who doesn't?
He's great.
At Harry Mays TU, at Shander Show. No Tony Bruno today.
No.
Rave reviews
he was
on that show
exhausted from yesterday's show.
Well,
I can tell you that.
I can imagine.
And he's trying to re-energize for our show tonight at Screwballs.
That's going to be something else.
6 to 8.
I might have to pop out. If I can get my writing done, I'm going to pop out. Yeah.
Why don't you just bring your computer? You can write right there at Screwballs.
Nah, I want to be in. Also, too, I don't want to step on, I don't want to be there and.
Well, you're not going to be with a microphone.
No, I know, but that's the thing. Like, I want to show support, but I don't want to detract from what's going on.
I don't need the support, but
Well, I was going to support Tony.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I see you enough.
Yeah. Yes, please.
609-403-0973. All right, so this is what I need from you. I only need two things from you today. That's it.
All right.
And you can talk as much football with me, anything else you want to talk about as well.
Well,
I need you to help me at one point, and we'll do this. I think we should maybe
second
thread
hour.
this. Yeah. Well, we've got Colin Thompson, so we'll start
That's at 1
after
o'clock.
Colin Thompson.
We
right
got
before
Zach
that,
Berman at
Zach
12:30.
Right. So I need help once again building that fantasy roster. And I'd say once we have passed the third inning, or at least the halfway point, the midway point of the third inning.
An in-game bet on the Phillies.
We'll be looking, and I'll place it, okay? I'll be the one to place the wager. You don't have to put any of your money on there.
Can we bet the Braves?
Oh, no, that's
okay.
I plan on doing that.
All right.
In fact, I was tempted to take the Braves before the game even started, but I figured, why not do history here? I guarantee you that Mike Gill, in the long, illustrious history of the Sports Bash, has never placed a live, in-show, in-game wager.
Well, apparently he did. He was doing it yesterday. In fact, all into the night, he was wagering on in-game baseball.
Well, yeah, in-game.
And then cashed out.
Yeah, who cares?
He cashed out and cost himself like $600.
Yeah, and honestly, if they had listened to me on Sunday night, I would have given a damn. But now I don't. So I'll let the two of you talk about that at 150.
Oh, it's a good pitching matchup today in Atlanta.
With Nola
and Soroka.
Yep.
Soroka.
So watch.
Wow.
We're going to wait 2.5 innings for that line to come down a little bit. And, in fact, Nola go up maybe 2-1, 3-1, and watch the Braves battle back as soon as they take him out of the game.
It was good to see Bryce Harper hit another bomb last night.
You do sound like you got a little tickle.
Well, I was on when I was eating dinner, and I was like, I hope he hits a home run here.
Oh, so you're eating and watching? You got pickled and tickled.
Exactly.
Unbelievable. I knew that you were slowly
Well,
coming back
there's no football
in.
on.
You
last
liar.
Night. I'm watching this college football 150 documentary type thing that's on ESPN now, too. There was episode 2 last night.
Is it
Pretty
to
good.
celebrate the 150 years?
Yeah,
of college
150
football?
years of college football, and it's like this long series. There's a lot of episodes, but it's just started this week.
Are you familiar with Bill Barnwell? He covers college
I've
football.
heard him. Yeah, I've heard of him.
Their Sporting News, who he writes for, is doing that as well. They're doing columns, the 150. So he's doing the top ever, like the top 10 fill in the blank. So he did top 10 quarterbacks ever in college football.
In college football.
Right. Remember when I asked you about the Hail Marys? Was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
That was a couple days ago. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So that he asked me that we were talking on the show, and he brought that up about that's the next column he's writing. So he's writing the top 10 college football. It's all to celebrate
Tebow
the
has
150.
to be in the top 10 of college quarterbacks, right?
Yes, I believe he was number 1. Matt Leinart number 2.
Right, because it doesn't matter what they do in the pros.
No.
Like Vince Young would probably be in the top 10.
He was in
right?
the top 10. Although I did ask him about that because a couple of guys at the end were thrown in there, and part of their little blip underneath their name mentioned that they played on and did this in the NFL. And I figured, well, it's not going to help the guys at the top, but it shouldn't help somebody who's borderline honorable mention and made it into the top 10. Meaning if you're 12 and you had an exceptionally better NFL career than 11 and 10, that shouldn't jump you over the top.
Right.
And it seemed like it might have. And to Bill's credit, it wasn't just him who wrote the column. It was like 6 or 7 writers.
Was Danny Werfel in the top 10 college quarterbacks?
That
He had a tremendous college career and was a
Didn't he
average
run
to
for-
below average dud in the pros.
He didn't run for Heath Schuler.
Heath
ran.
Schuler.
Different
Yeah,
university.
he played at Tennessee.
Right, and Warfel was college.
He was
in
at
Florida.
Florida
Sorry.
with Spurrier. Yeah. But, yeah, it's kind of interesting.
All right, I'm
going
going to pull that up for you because I have it here.
All right.
And all right, I thought I did. Damn it.
Well, I want to ask you a question about this Eagles game. All right, and I want people on the text board to react to this. And I know you're going to say, Harry, shut up. It's only week 3. You're an idiot. And I'm prepared for that. But the feeling I get, there's a feeling about this game this week.
Are you taking the pulse right now?
No, I'm not taking any pulses. It just feels to me, given the fact that this injury situation with the Eagles, that is going to affect them in the next game in Green Bay too. From everything that we're reading and hearing about these guys, they're going to be out for a little while. And the fact that the Cowboys have such a soft launch as far as their schedule, they're going to probably be out 4-0 by the end of September. This game this week at home against the Lions with Green Bay on deck, and then in 2 weeks you start Minnesota, Dallas, Buffalo, all on the road, feels like a must-win. And I know it's crazy, the 16-game season, this is only the 3rd game, but it has that feeling to me. They have to get this one.
I'll say this. I think that.
Am I crazy?
Yeah, I think from a player standpoint you are, but from a city and fan, I feel like we're all monitoring a dam, and there are some small cracks in this dam, and everybody's like, hey, the dam looks great. How you doing? How was your day? And everybody just keeps ignoring this dam as more crack, and it's going to take one gigantic
fissure
explosion, right?
Yeah.
And then everybody's going to be like, wait a second, the town's flooded. And to your credit or point here, I think if you lose to the Lions at home, even if there's no Deshaun, no
Right.
Alshon, and no Dallas
There's
Goddard.
not going to be, apparently.
Correct, which I'm actually good with, especially based on how the season plays out and how good this team is. But I think to answer your question, the players won't collapse, but
No.
you'll see a completely different tone in how people talk about the football team for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday during the day leading up to kickoff. Meaning it'll be back like pre-Super Bowl.
Right.
And that's the explosion.
I'm just saying this because you got 2 games in 5 days coming up here, Sunday to Thursday. We all know they're going to Green Bay. Green Bay's out of the gates, looking okay. Atlanta got a win against you. You're starting to look at these teams that you figure will be in the playoff mix by the end of the season. Atlanta's one of those teams. Green Bay is one of those teams. You lose to Green Bay Thursday night. You lost to Atlanta. Your head-to-head is gone.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's true.
Dallas comes out and they get New Orleans without Breeze. They beat Miami by 30 this week, and then they beat the New Orleans Saints. They're 4-0. So the division, you would be 2 games back in the you'd be 3 games back, actually.
Correct.
If you're 1-3, let's say you lose Detroit and you lose Green Bay.
Well, okay, but I don't want to say Green Bay's a loss yet either. I mean, we don't know. Maybe Alshon's back in time.
I don't know.
You add Goddard.
I'm thinking. I'm hearing these guys are going to miss these next 2 games.
Deshaun is definitely out. Deshaun is definitely out. Let's see.
And the Goddard injury is big.
It is
because
big.
he blocks good. He blocks well.
But here's the thing. Again, the team's victories and win-losses are not going to be predicated on Dallas Goddard's health. It's no knock on Dallas Goddard, but Dallas Goddard is a great luxury. Now, to be fair, they did this with Brent Selleck up until 2 years ago, or really last year, where you can balance having Ertz and Selleck on the field, and Ertz is still going to get his, and you can still successfully run the football. Meaning, Dallas Goddard is easier to replace than Alshon Jeffrey or Deshaun Jackson, in my opinion. I mean, that's not
I'm just saying
huge
the combo,
risk of a statement.
The combo of not having Deshaun to stretch the field and a guy like Goddard who could come in there and help block, because Ertz isn't a great blocker, is going to adversely affect this team's ability to run the football. Then you couple that with Arcega-Whiteside and Mac Hollins and Aguilar as your 3 wide receivers. This is all going to be on the quarterback.
Okay, I think that there's a difference in what used to be like with Chip Kelly and Deshaun here versus like once Shady was out, you know what I'm saying, versus what Carson Wentz is as a quarterback. Meaning, I feel like that's the old way to look at it, which is if you don't have Deshaun, then everybody's going to load the box. You can't do that with Carson Wentz. Like Carson Wentz is too athletic of a quarterback to where if you're going to load the box and if you're going to put pressure, he's going to be able to at least get away from one guy, if not throw the football fast enough. So what are we talking about?
Okay.
You're still going to have Alshon Jeffrey, Zach Ertz, Darren Sproles.
There is no Alshon
No,
Jeffrey.
I'm saying like down, if you're talking about Thursday night. I'm giving you an example of Thursday night football.
Well, you're being very optimistic about Alshon Jeffrey for Thursday night.
More optimistic, but I think it's fair to be more optimistic about him than the other 2 guys. Deshaun isn't playing.
Right.
I'm just saying if you don't have Deshaun on the field, it's not like it used to be. It used to be like Sam Bradford and this other slot quarterbacks.
I'm with you on that.
So I think Carson can help that. Here's another thing, too. And we're going to talk to Colin Thompson in an hour, 45 minutes technically about this. And he's got some great insight because he was in Chicago with Jordan Howard
Eagles
up there.
should sign Colin Thompson because he can block.
There you go. That's fine with
He's
me.
available and he can block.
Who do we talk to about that?
Well, he's got a guy.
Okay, well, good.
He don't need us.
Well, maybe we can. You never know. People listen to the radio. Maybe not this radio station, us specifically, I'm saying, but people listen. But my point of this is that we have yet to see what Jordan Howard is. And we did this. We wrote off LeGarrette Blount the year in which they won the Super Bowl after he had that one game in which he didn't get any touches. Remember, we had people down there at the NovaCare with signs on, run the ball, Howie, all the other stuff going on there. I don't look at the running back situation as a complete thing yet. I don't know what they are. They're an enigma.
I don't either.
Miles Sanders has to be better, but Jordan Howard, I feel like, hasn't even gotten the football yet.
He doesn't touch the ball enough for me. So I'd like to see them try to run it more this week.
They should be talented enough, Harry, without these 3 guys and a week's worth of practice, everybody else healthy on the offense, I'm saying, to beat the Detroit Lions. I know that they're not the 0-16 Lions, Harry, but let's be honest.
No, I mean they're undefeated.
I'm not even talking
in
spread.
Arizona, but no, they're not a great team, no doubt about it. I mean, but I thought that the Eagles would be able to run the football last week better. You saw what Minnesota did to Atlanta on the ground, right?
Yeah. All over. Well, Dalvin Cook, again, though, that's the difference is there was either no explosiveness or there wasn't an opportunity. And I don't know if we have in front of us to watch a running back that's got the explosiveness of Dalvin Cook, but that's a lot of a big difference, I think, is the type of back. But again, and I think Colin's going to bring this up or maybe reiterate this point, is if you only give 6 or 7 carries to Jordan Howard, then you can't expect that type of performance that Dalvin Cook had. No. So I think what I'm trying to do is reasonably accept your point by saying, yeah, I'm surprised too, but I don't blame it on the running backs.
Well, and Detroit's a worse run defense than the Jaguars, who you were bemoaning a couple of minutes ago. Through 2 weeks.
Well, overall or just against the run?
Against the run.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah.
I thought
Jacksonville's actually – they're giving up about 119 yards per game on the ground, which puts them 17th in the league. Detroit gives up 124.
Yes, but you have to look at those 2 games that Jacksonville played. It was 1 back each, and they weren't great backs. Like, look who Jacksonville played up against.
Well, Detroit had to go up against Eckler. They didn't even get Gordon from the Chargers, right?
Well, Eckler's been on a tear, though.
And then they played he had a big fumble, I think, last week.
Yeah, trust me, it killed me.
And they played Arizona week 1. Who's Johnson?
No,
I think backs.
Yeah, David Johnson.
Right, but he's not what he was when he was a rookie.
Give me the Jags. The Jags got blown out, right, once they lost Nick Foles. I think it's more a matter of
Jags lost to Houston last week because their coach decided to go for 2. Right.
And the guy had over 100 on the ground. And then week 1 when they got blown out with no Foles. But I also think it's that Leonard Fournette has gone up against some softies, and he hasn't done well either.
No, he hasn't done well either, no.
Interesting. 609-403-0973. All right, so your question is this a must-win?
Does it feel like one? Does it feel like? I know it's not.
Now, what do you anticipate the responses are going to be?
That I'm crazy.
You think that's what it's going to be mostly?
Yeah.
Let's see. Dan from Tuckerton. Drake has talent, so I'm sure Miami would trade him. Now, why would he send us that?
Well, I don't know. What he wants Kenyon Drake on the Eagles?
Oh, I thought he was talking about the rapper Drake.
No, I think he's probably talking about Kenyon Drake because he's probably thinking the Miami Dolphins will trade anybody and everybody. I don't think the Eagles are looking for Kenyon Drake.
I don't think the Eagles need a new running back yet.
No, they don't.
I don't think the jury is out on these guys.
No, not at all.
Pretty sure Charlie Garner was Heath's tailback. I think you're right, buddy. 609-403-0973. Right? Was that Garner and Schuler on the same team?
At Tennessee? Possibly. Schuler was like early 90s.
I thought Garner was around that same time,
Garner was there. Yeah, they might have crossed over.
Garner had that big game against the Niners in like the mid-90s, right? Carson's going to have to run around more than usual, which isn't a bad thing because it's what made him good as a quarterback as he is. I agree with that texter, Harry.
By the way, I can confirm Charlie Garner was with Heath Schuler in college.
Nice. Okay, thank you. I agree with that text. Thanks, Josh.
Also, James Stewart was there, too.
Heath Schuler was a huge bust.
Major bust.
I mean, he was taken like 3rd or 4th overall.
By the way, his backup quarterback was Todd Helton.
Oh, yeah. He played baseball with the Colorado Rockies.
That's right.
Yeah.
Todd Helton, Larry Walker was on that team. Mm-hmm. Andres Galarraga, right, the big
Vinny
cat.
Castilla.
Yeah. That's right. Vinny?
Not the Barstool big cat.
No, not that
right.
big. That's the second time
you 2 days in a row I pulled
Well, because we had the big cat up on the table yesterday.
Right. Tony's big cat.
Unbelievable. Before you bet, I think the Braves are laying down against the Phillies, hoping they get the wild card spot because they can hammer them if that big run comes into the playoffs. Nick from Brigantine.
I disagree.
I think every game is a must-win with only a 16-game season.
Okay. Well, I disagree with the Braves just laying down.
Do you go and you're fading Nick from Brigantine's advice right now?
I'm just saying the Braves aren't trying to lose baseball games.
Oh, this isn't a Miami Dolphins situation?
No.
Stephen Ross isn't running this thing? Do we need to tap into John Kincaid right now and ask?
I really want to watch this whole thing just implode. Like this
Out of Miami?
This is going to be worse than any other 0-16 we've ever seen.
Here's the thing that I don't understand. Guys have been complaining left and right. The AAFL, other league, right, that folds, and it's like, just trying to get into the NFL, Right. This was the one thing about the tank that Sam Hinkie did that not enough people brought up to counter the whole, like, oh, it's a mockery, it's a mockery. Guys are still getting jobs. Mm-hmm. Players are still out there. And you know what? If it was Hollis Thompson or somebody else, you're now getting an opportunity to play. So if somebody right now is in Miami who thinks, I'm above this, Minkah Fitzpatrick, hey, I'm above this, and they trade him, fine. That's Minka's prerogative.
He's a good player.
But that's my point. That's his prerogative to get out there.
Right.
Now, somebody else is going to get a job. Like I saw, what's the players' union? Dominique Foxworth, right?
He's on ESPN now.
Oh,
he used to be like the rep or something.
Who runs the union now? If it's not Dominique Foxworth, I thought it was still him. Anyway, I saw him talking, right, former union rep, about how it's a mockery and all that. I'm thinking to myself, if there's anybody who should be pro this, it would be the players' union. That guys are still. It's not like people are being sat. It's not
Eric
like
Winston is the current president.
Ooh, former Chiefs tackle. I didn't realize that. You understand what I'm saying? Guys are still playing. There's still employment. There's still jobs. Nobody's being sat. It's
Right.
not like the Dolphins are going out there with 9 players every week. That's
against 11.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, come on. We're talking about employment here, you know?
It's a disaster down there. And it's just going to keep getting worse.
Well, they're going to lose every game.
I know, and they're going to lose every game by significant margins.
Although, when do they play the Jets?
I don't know.
See, that's going to be one we have to keep an eye on.
And I saw something where Darnold expecting to be back in time for the Eagles game.
Oh, just in time.
Yes,
Great.
just in time.
Unbelievable. Which again is going to factor into this Eagles season. Mm-hmm. And you'll see. I just have a feeling that they're going to get all the bad breaks.
The Eagles.
And the Cowboys are going to get all the good breaks.
Well, thus far, that's the way things are working out.
I know. And listen,
2 weeks in.
It's a long season. I understand it's a long season.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that's what we are. Gunnery alum Justin Dunn threw 2 scoreless innings last night. How about that?
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Thanks on the text board for that info.
Now, is he still down in Arkansas for that minor league team?
Yeah, I believe so. All right, here you go. Mulligan from Dennisville. Maybe not a must-win game, but it will get ugly fast if we lose, and that's where I agree with you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I agree with that, too.
I think
and it'll get ugly for the quarterback.
The conversation.
He's going to get the brunt of it.
Depending on how he plays.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, if the defense gives up a ton of points, and we've seen Eagles losses before where Carson Wentz has played okay to well, and they've still gotten beat.
Look, we're seeing about, articles come out about Carson Wentz in games that are decided by 7 points or less compared to other quarterbacks, including Nick Foles. Now we're seeing guys saying, hey, when McCown came into the game, if you were wishing for Wentz to come back in, you're a liar. Like, people are actually thinking this stuff right now.
Yeah.
Like, you'd rather have Josh McCown in the game than Carson Wentz. Are you insane?
It's too bad you can't fight people's ideas.
I know.
Because, think about that. Like, we're entering a virtual world now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably
You're already there.
Yeah, I get it.
There.
But this is a Black Mirror episode where, like, somebody says something outlandish, right? And then they put on a virtual helmet, and then I put on a virtual helmet, and I get to beat the crap out of their ideas, and then they walk away with, like, a swollen lip.
Because you're existing in their space, right?
Well, yeah, it's like a virtual. It's a virtual world. That's all. But like you can fight them in a virtual world. Like I'll get in trouble.
You can inflict punishment.
Exactly right. Exactly
That's
right.
exactly right.
That is. Now I've got 4 futures. I'm going to throw at you. All right.
Okay. Yeah. I tell you, this gambling obsession with you is.
We're at a casino every Friday.
It's bordering on an issue.
We're at a casino every single Friday.
Josh, what's the phone number?
609-403-0973.
1-800-GAMBLER.
We are at a casino every single Friday. What do you want me to do? Talk about sports gambling?
I'm just saying the fact that you actually have a casino on your phone 24/7 may not be a good thing for you.
Well, I tell you, what should make you more concerned is that I signed up for this $5.99 Action Network plan.
Oh, jeez.
Now I get to see where all the sharp money is.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'll tell you, let me tell you about some sharp money tonight. All right, I'm going to give you 4 futures coming up.